Disclaimer: I doesn't claim any of the arts. All the picture shown belongs to the respective artist and company. If you are original owner and want me to remove the video, I will do it immediately. Just send me an email to inform me. And if you liked my content, please subscribe to the channel. Chapter begins and we see, in the shadow of the Wither mountain range, Theo trudges through the thick snow, murmuring to himself, "I know it's around here somewhere." He clutches his compass, astonished that it remains hidden beneath all this white powder. Do I really have to dig through all this? Standing amidst the snowy peaks, he glances at the compass and jokes to himself that he should have brought a shovel. It feels odd to use his moon-white sword for digging, but he mutters under his breath and swings the blade with all his might in the direction indicated by the compass. A brilliant flash of blue erupts, scattering snow everywhere and revealing a path beneath. "Come out," he calls as the snow settles. A voice replies, asking when he noticed them. Theo turns to see 3 figures brandishing swords. The burly one whispers to his companions, "I told you we were too loud." The bald man sighs, "We're doomed. He's stronger than we thought." The one wielding a long sword grins and says, "Nice to meet you." They are known as the 3 roughnecks of Book Mountain: Hyde, Kao, and Rune. The scene shifts to a memory from before Theo's regression. The narration reveals that these 3 were infamous for their brutal acts against innocent civilians disguised as accidents during missions, a dark consequence of Ragnar's quest for power. Theo recalls the horrific massacre they caused in Book Mountain while working under Hu's seal to clean up afterward. He remembers standing among unrecognizable corpses as crows circled ominously overhead. Returning to the present, Theo thinks, "One day, I'll deal with them." He asks boldly, "Are you after Axian's fortune?" The heavy-set man merely stares in silence while the long-sworded one scoffs at him. "You wouldn't even guess," he retorts. Suddenly, Theo realizes that Wolfgang must have sent them. The 3 roughnecks look shocked at his insight. Clearly he has a sharp intuition. The long-sworded man sneers and brandishes his weapon menacingly. "It would be a shame to ruin that handsome face," he mocks. Unfazed, Theo calmly draws his own sword. In an instant, a blue dragon bursts forth from his blade, charging toward them. With 3 powerful strikes, Theo slashes through his foes as his red eyes gleam with determination. "I don't want to be like you," he murmurs as their heads fly off in different directions. "Instead, I'll leave your heads behind after dealing with your bodies." Theo reflects on the Heaven Flower Rain technique taught by Lady Plum Blossom Palace. He has managed to replicate it 3 times so far, though he can't yet perform it 120 times like she can. As he tosses the severed heads off the mountain, he notices a hidden staircase emerging from beneath the snow. A system notification chimes in. Hidden quest: find the invisible staircase and explore the blue cave. The scene shifts again as a voice updates about the second round of Axian's challenge. Ragnar is in first place. The reporter announces with excitement about Axian's team while someone inquires about Theo's progress: 0 demons and no allies. Julius is taken aback by this news. Meanwhile, Wolfgang watches with amusement and remarks that it doesn't matter. The roughnecks did their job well. Suspiciously, Uncle Ed whispers to Wolfgang, "Did you send those men?" Wolfgang grins confidently and assures him that everything is unfolding perfectly according to plan. Meanwhile, seethes over not being able to locate the ancient artifact of Rose Palace. He believes Theo must possess a clue and vows to eliminate him if necessary. Osa Ragnar reassures Julius that they do not need to intervene in Theo's examination. Although upset that Osa met Theo without informing him beforehand, Julius agrees. When it comes down to it, Theo's feelings are what truly matter. The scene shifts back to Theo as he steps into a cave filled with skeletal remains surrounding him from all sides. Despite the eerie atmosphere, he remains calm and activates his special skill, sensory expansion. The system displays Spirit Type. Special ability enhances physical ability by expanding senses. With a smile spreading across his face, Theo locates a glowing path within the cave. This must be the hatchling's nest, he thinks excitedly. Rumor has it that in 3 years from now, during Black Snow, a legendary item will be found here, but Theo is determined to claim it first. Approaching a massive door, he mutters softly, "Sorry, Black Snow, but I'll be taking it first." The scene concludes with a glimpse of a single golden eye belonging to a mysterious black creature lurking in the shadows. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I've just launched an Instagram page, and I would love for you to follow me there as well. This way, we can stay more connected and keep you updated on all the latest news and developments regarding the channel. Your support means a lot. Thank you for watching my video so far. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Theo stands in complete shock, his eyes wide as he takes in the astonishing sight before him. His heart races, and a bead of sweat trickles down his brow. Before him lies a scene beyond belief. A room brimming with heaps of shimmering gold coins, exquisite swords, and treasures from every corner of the world. Yet, what troubles Theo the most isn't the wealth itself. It's the chilling realization that this isn't just any nest. This is the ancient lair of a dragon, deep within the heart of the Horde. Amidst the mountains of gold and artifacts slumbers the mighty dragon itself, resting peacefully. Theo's anxiety grows as he thinks, this is bad. If I confront a dragon of this size, I won't just fail to retrieve a relic, I'll be dead before I even get close. He ponders how this dragon came to be here instead of the hatchling. Did Huko mislead me? Or did I arrive too early? He glances back, only his feet visible as he prepares to retreat. This is unexpected. I need to pull back, he resolves. Just as Theo turns to leave, an unsettling sensation creeps over him. A chill runs down his spine as he glances back, only to find a golden eye glowing in the shadows. He freezes in terror. Standing there is the colossal figure of the dragon itself, now awake and staring intently at him. The dragon speaks, its voice echoing with ancient power. You are the first selector in a long time. Unable to move, Theo listens as the dragon introduces itself. I am Lodbrok, the guardian dragon of the Ragnar class and ruler of Winter Mountain. Theo's mind races at this revelation. Overwhelmed by honor, he drops to his knees in reverence. Greetings to my ancestor, he says with deep respect. Lodbrok looks down at him with confusion. Ancestor? It repeats, questioning. Theo quickly explains that Lodbrok is the guardian dragon who accompanied their progenitor Sigurd and was also the mother of Frida. Lodbrok snorts, amusement flickering in its golden eye. That bastard has spread some nonsense, it replies. It's true that Sigurd and I were companions, but it was merely out of respect for a contractor who exchanged his soul. There was no deeper bond between us. After all, isn't it impossible for a human to mate with a dragon? Theo processes this information, but hesitantly asks if that means his family's claim to dragon blood is just propaganda. Lodbrok nods thoughtfully. It's not entirely wrong, it concedes. Through the contract between me and Sigurd, dragon blood was indeed shared. Still feeling uneasy in the presence of such an ancient being, Theo listens intently as Lodbrok continues. Enough with introductions. I will now resume my duties as guardian dragon to the selectors. From this moment on, I, Lodbrok, will honor the original covenant. Those who pass my test will earn the right to ask me 3 questions. A mix of fear and excitement surges within Theo. This is it. Finally, a chance without battle. Thanking the gods silently, he begins to plan his questions. My goal is to reach the peak of Ragnar. I need to learn everything I can about it. This is his moment. The scene shifts to another figure. Axian, a formidable warrior dispatching a fierce beast using a technique known as Thousand Dragons Roar. A white tiger-like creature collapses at his feet, defeated in an instant. Next to it lies a small green bell that Axian picks up with a smirk. This makes it my 57th, he mutters before tossing the bell to his subordinate. Any word on Theo Ragnar? Asks Orin Gardner, a member of Axian's gang. Still no news on where he's hiding, Orin replies while watching Axian with admiration. Axian is definitely strong enough to take on beasts like this. I need to stay close to him no matter what. But Orin's thoughts betray him as he murmurs something about Theo's intelligence. In an instant, Axian seizes Orin by the throat, lifting him off the ground as tears well up in Orin's eyes from lack of air. Axian tightens his grip and growls menacingly. You wouldn't understand because you've never known power. When you're strong, fear doesn't exist. Realizing he may have crossed a line, Orin stammers an apology, barely able to breathe. Just then, another messenger arrives with orders from the director of the Central Intelligence Bureau, urging Axian to speed up their mission. Axian grits his teeth and touches the hilt of his sword while muttering under his breath, "Tell him I understand, and to stop pestering me. No one wants Theo dead more than I do." Back with Theo, who is deep in thought, planning his questions for Lodbrok, he finally takes a deep breath and speaks up. I would like to ask my first question. Lodbrok stretches lazily and replies, Finally, I was getting bored waiting for you. What do you want to know? Choosing his words carefully, Theo asks why Lodbrok is here. The dragon chuckles knowingly at Theo's attempt to uncover hidden truths. Good question, Lodbrok says approvingly. There is a creature at the very edge of the world across the seas, a monster known as the Nameless Monarch. In Theo's mind flashes an ominous image, a dark blue-black tree-like structure looming ominously over everything. Lodbrok continues, For thousands of years, I have remained here bound by my mission to protect this world. Winter Mountain is merely an outpost. Theo shudders at this revelation. He realizes that fear had flickered in Lodbrok's eyes earlier. An ancient dragon feeling fear? Clenching his fists in determination, he gathers his courage for another question. What is the ancient dragon's relic? Lodbrok responds gravely. There are 3 such relics, though my knowledge is limited. It pauses for effect before adding with weighty significance. You're lucky to have learned even this much. Theo's eyes widen in surprise at this revelation. 3 relics? His voice, filled with intrigue, asks for more details. This dungeon, Lodbrok explains, is Camellia Palace. Another relic is known as White Moonlight Blade 3, often referred to as paper, resulting from an ancient dragon soul split into 31 pieces given to humans for protection against the nameless monarch. Theo's mind races as memories flood back from an impossible event where he lived 20 years over again. The connection dawns on him suddenly. Could this phenomenon be linked to paper? He covers his mouth in shock as silence envelops him while trying to piece together these revelations. Suddenly struck by inspiration for his third question, he asks, "Why was I chosen?" Lodbrok looks at him knowingly and counters with another question. "Why do you think you were chosen above all others?" Theo's jaw drops in astonishment as realization hits him hard. Others must have been selected by relics too. Figures like Edgers and even the Black Dragon must have known about these relics and likely experienced regression themselves. He feels closer than ever, yet everything seems more complicated. A terrifying nameless monarch lurking out there alongside a fearful ancient dragon and other regressors weighing heavily on him. Breaking through this heavy silence, Lodbrok announces, "You have asked your 3 questions. Your quest is complete now. I shall grant you a reward." Theo thinks eagerly about how he came here seeking a man's relic, but wonders if perhaps something even greater awaits him instead. A system window appears congratulating him on completing a hidden quest while offering him treasures beyond imagination. Lodbrok gestures grandly toward the horde surrounding them. "Take your pick," it says nonchalantly. "Gems, relics, elixirs, skill books, whatever you choose will be worth more than you can imagine." Theo grins widely despite himself. Excitement surges through him as sweat drips down his face anew, while shouting joyfully, "I want you." Lodbrok stares at him in stunned silence, completely bewildered by such an unexpected request. Lodbrok chuckled, her laughter echoing through the air as she remarked on her everlasting fame, calling it quite the amusing jest. Curiously, she turned to Theo and asked what he truly wanted. For a moment, Theo stood in silence, contemplating his response. Then, with a hint of mystery, he mentioned something about Lodbrok standing atop a mountain of treasure. Confused by his words, she narrowed her eyes and demanded to know if he was joking. With unwavering confidence, Theo confirmed her suspicion. Suddenly, Lodbrok flapped her mighty wings, unleashing a powerful gust that nearly knocked Theo off his feet. The wind howled like a storm, filled with the fearsome aura of a dragon. "Are you really trying to claim all my treasure and knowledge with mere words?" she challenged. Theo braced himself against the onslaught of dragon fear, his mind racing as he realized he was under the influence of a guardian's might. Determined not to falter, he gritted his teeth, feeling blood trickle from his mouth and eyes as he fought to stand tall. Summoning the fear of lesser drakes, a blue smoke-like aura surrounded him. Lodbrok sneered at him, mocking his foolishness for thinking he could withstand her power with such weak fear. Yet Theo remained steadfast, declaring that the guardian dragon herself had promised he could claim any treasure within her nest without limits. With a daring glint in his eye, he suggested that she herself could be considered part of that treasure. With eyes wide and teeth clenched, Theo knew this was a gamble, a risk that could cost him everything, but the reward was too great to ignore. He thought of Lodbrok, the legendary guardian who had helped forge the Ragnar clan alongside the great Sigurd. There could be no greater honor than to be recognized as her chosen one. He steeled himself, recalling past opportunities lost, and proclaimed with fierce determination that he would not let this chance slip away. Blood continued to drip from his wounds as he demanded she honor her promise and stand by his side as his prize. Lodbrok observed Theo's unwavering resolve and felt a flicker of recognition reminiscent of Sigurd. Watching him endure her fear and defiance sparked something within her. Slowly exhaling, she finally said she accepted his request. Stunned by her answer, Theo paused to absorb her words as her colossal form began to shift. A mist enveloped her dragon body while her golden eyes shone with ancient power. As the fog faded away, it revealed a human-like figure standing amidst her treasure. a woman with horns and a face partially obscured by mist. As the last remnants of fog vanished, an astonishingly beautiful woman emerged, radiating an aura of an ancient dragon. Taking a few steps closer, she chuckled lightly at Theo's awestruck gaze and teased him about being captivated by her beauty. However, beneath her playful demeanor lay a hint of sadness as she revealed she was over 2,000 years old and had lost her heart 50 years ago. She explained that due to her condition, she had only about 3 years left to live and had been waiting patiently for death in her nest. "I cannot help you directly," she said softly while extending her hand toward him. "Do you still wish to choose me as your reward?" With a smile full of resolve, Theo replied firmly that his choice remained unchanged. He would still select Lodbrok as his prize. A system window appeared before him, confirming that he had chosen Ragnar's guardian dragon Lodbrok as his reward. She shook her head in amusement and called him foolish, but acknowledged that such stubbornness suited a chosen one. The system window updated again, granting Theo 2 new titles: Guardian Dragon's Significant Other and Descendant of the Progenitor. With fierce determination burning in his heart, Theo vowed to grow stronger and seek out relics of the primordial dragon. Another notification flashed before him, indicating a soul link had been established between him and Lodbrok. With eyes shining with resolve, Theo told Lodbrok he would find something among the primordial relics to replace her lost heart. Surely there must be something capable of fulfilling that role. The system window notified him that he had gained significant experience points from this endeavor, causing him to level up. "I must do this to be worthy of the title Guardian Dragon's Significant Other," he declared with newfound determination. Lodbrok smirked at him playfully, but reminded him that because she could not leave the nest until he found a solution for her heart's loss, she would enter hibernation soon. Before doing so, she produced a blue book from among her treasures and said it was something essential for forming a true soul link with her. In an instant, she appeared right in front of him and pressed the book against his chest while instructing him to read it to awaken his mind gate. She assured him there was food around the nest so he could take his time studying. A system notification appeared revealing that Theo had acquired the Grimoire of Amon. Shocked and thrilled by this fortune, Theo examined the book in his hands as the system elaborated. The Book of Ammon contains magical principles relating to the sound that resonated at the beginning of time, a holy sound encompassing all truths of the universe. Theo marveled at his luck in obtaining such an incredible tome and asked Lodbrok what she meant by 1 month. She clarified that it would take about that long to first awaken his mind gate. However, realization struck him like lightning. He had urgent matters at hand. The second stage of the awakening ceremony was already underway, and he only had 15 days left for the exam. With urgency in his voice, he asked if he could return to her nest after completing the exam. In response, Lodbrok teasingly declared from atop one of the treasure chests that she wouldn't allow him to leave until he opened his mind gate. Taken aback by her seriousness, Theo realized time was slipping away. He now had only 13 days and 10 hours left to prepare, while others were out collecting bells and battling foes. And with that, this chapter ends. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Support this channel by liking this video and subscribing the channel. And if you want me to recap another manhwa or manga, write its name on comment section. And if you want to know what happened in previous chapter, you can watch them in this YouTube channel.